G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
And we're going to talk about lots of pink wines this week.
Rosé, it's a revolution.
It is the Rosé Revolution coming up November 10 next week.
That's right. Now, we like rosés, and the good folks at Bortoli, Leanne Bortoli and Steve Webber, the winemaker there, they've kind of kick-started a bit of a campaign. They kicked off, I think it was last summer. It might have even been the summer before. They go that quickly. But it's all about pale and dry rosés. And so we've actually got one of their examples. De Bortoli have been producing a rosé in this style for quite some time. It's nothing new. But what they're trying to do is create some consumer awareness around what it actually means to drink a rosé, because a lot of people still have it stuck in their mind that if it's a pink wine like this, then it's going to be sweet lolly water and it's not going to be worth drinking. Whereas what they're trying to say is that there are actually some really classy rosés around. They're not very expensive, and they're actually really good drinking, whether it's tipple by themselves or whether you match it up with food. So this particular one here, De Bortoli have actually got a few rosés in their range, but this is sort of their estate rosé here. Reasonably priced, comes in around the sort of the mid $20 mark, and you look out for it because it's kind of a pale salmon colour, and they say that signifies that it's a dry, savoury style of rosé that, as I said, does actually match up really well with food as well. So if you have given rosés a wide berth in the past just because you thought they weren't worth drinking, maybe it's time to revisit them, because this one from De Bortoli is a really good example and might change your mind.
That is a ripper and well known around the traps, definitely. I had a bit of a question mark in my head, which rosé do I do? Because there are actually a whole bunch of them that I really like at the moment. There's ones from down Geelong Way, the Far Rising Rosé that I really love. Up around Rutherglen, the Giraffe Rosé from Sion that I really love. But I thought, why not we'll nick over to the other side of the world and we'll do a Bordeaux Rosé. This is the Chateau de Sour, a chateau that a little while back was very much on its knees. Martin and the team there have really picked things up, replanted a whole lot of the vineyards, and now they're doing some great things, not super expensive. In Australia, this is going to retail around about kind of $20 odd. In the UK, you'll pick that up at Tesco at around about £10 and under. Incredible value, great wine. This is the still rosé. They do a sparkling rosé as well that I introduced a few friends to recently, and they were all very impressed and stunned at just how cheap it is to get a good Bordeaux rosé, still or sparkling. Really, have a go at that. Like the good rosés at the moment, berry, summery fruits, but not just super sweet confection. So a little bit of acid in there as well. The Chateau de Sours, look out for that one.
Yeah, look, and the French do know their rosés, because I think by consumption they consume about 25% of the world's rosés. So.
Yeah, and probably about 95% of the world's frog legs.
And a lot of snails. Look, we'll finish with a wine this week it's a Pinot Noir. So the first rosé I had a look at, that was 100% Pinot Noir grapes, but made in the rosé style. This is more of your traditional style Pinot Noir, and it's from the guys at Nepenthe over in the Adelaide Hills. Now, the Adelaide Hills is starting to get a bit of a name for itself as a Pinot region. Now, we know it's a cool climate in the Adelaide Hills, quite different from further up the road at the Barossa. But it's not really well known. When you think of Pinot, you might think of Tassie, or you might think of the Yarra Valley, Geelong, a few of the other cool climate areas. But Nepenthe have put out a really good wine here, and it's actually at a really good price too. Retail on this is about the $20 mark, and we've talked over the last couple of years that we've been impressed with the number of Pinots you can get for that $20 now, and the quality that you're getting. The other really good thing about this one is that it actually really is like a varietal Pinot wine, which sometimes at the cheaper end of Pinot, it starts to push into the more of the sort of the dry red category, where it could even be a cool climate Shiraz that's just a little bit lighter. Whereas this one, it's got some really good Pinot notes in there, you sort of cherries and some nice acid to kind of back it up, and it makes it a really lovely drinking wine, and matched up with some duck or something like that, it goes down a treat. So if you haven't had a go at the Nepenthe wines, they're big in Adelaide and they're probably not as big around the rest of the country. Have a look at their Pinot, because for $20 it's really good value for money.
That's a good one indeed. They do seem to be doing some great things, including even a Sauv Blanc that even people like me would
that you
drink.
like.
Yeah.
Shock horror.
Yeah. Interesting. We're just about, the last thing I'll say before we run away, this bad looking top lip, it's Movember.
Again.
Get on
I have to
board.
put up with this for a month.
Yes, the Mr. Mo T-shirt, the Mr. Mo on the top lip, links on the Twitter, on Facebook, on the website for where you can donate to Men's Health. Because let's face it, we don't get our own Tim Tams for the month. We don't get our own water bottles with pink lids. But Men's Health is something we need to all support.
So it's important because we don't talk about it very much.
We don't. We talk about wine. Anyhow, that's it for this week on Wine Week. We'll see you all again next week.
See you next week.